Hi, everyone. How are you today? Today, we're going to talk about what is it like living in a small house, because it is different. You're used to, in the beginning, anyways. You're used to a lot more space in the house that you came from, or wherever it was you came from. That was probably bigger than your small house. So let me tell you about the time I watched my daughter's dog, which was like a husky, a bigger dog, and I felt so bad for this dog. He was luckily older, so it wasn't as horrible for him, but he would literally get up to like walk around the house and go his 10 steps and then just look at me like, "Really? That's it?" And lay back down on the floor. It was just hysterical, and it's a she would follow me around everywhere I would go, and if I walked in the kitchen, okay, that's like 5 steps, and then back in is another 5 steps, and this poor dog just looked at me like, "What do you call this place?" It was kind of weird. He lives in a house that's 2 stories, so, he climbs a lot of stairs, and it's a bigger house, and so, he was a little confused. And then the other thing is the dog was not used to rocks, and so when I had to take the dog outside, he wasn't real happy about that either. So I felt bad there too. But he survived, I survived. We had fun together. But that's what it's like living in a small house. You need to have either some outside activity, like in a yard or a garden, or some place, a park nearby that you can go walk. Or in my case, I also bought it folds up, a rowing machine, so I can do some exercises here at the house if I choose, because you're not going to get your 10,000 steps in a day unless you just keep going around in circles in the house. It's just not going to happen. But I like that. I mean, I do like it. It does make you a little bit more sedentary, though. So, I got to watch that. I do have to watch that. But overall, because it's so small, man, what a breeze it is to clean, though, and I live by myself, so I don't make a mess to begin with. But, there's some days I just feel pretty lazy, and I do just, say, become a couch potato and turn on the TV and watch TV all day and all night, and, get up to make my meals, which is bad because now I'm eating and I'm just sitting back down on the couch again. But it's nice because of that. I mean, if somebody called and said, "Hey, I'm gonna come over," I could jump up and have my house clean in less than 15 minutes. I mean, everything, because it's 'cause it's small, and everything does have to have a place so that you're not running into anything bad. Hold on a second. Or anything getting run down or whatever. If I see a little paint chip or something that happened in my wall, I have little baby food jars that have just touch up paint in them for all the rooms in my house, and I just go get that out and fill it in. So, if my grandkids are here and they pull the dining room chair or my kitchen table chair out too fast and it hits the wall, no big deal, no big deal. Things like that happen. Yeah, it's you just have to accept it and move on. But that's the hard part about, that could be for some people, the hard part about living in a smaller house. It's probably comparable to, living in an apartment or something, and the only exception is it's your house. You own it, and it is, your house, your land, your yard, and if you're single like I am, you're the only one that takes care of it. I mean, it's up to you to handle everything. So that keeps me moving a lot. I go out. I'll open up my garage door a little bit to get some cool air in there, and then I say, "Why did I do that every single time?" Because all the leaves from the trees around here blow right under and right into my garage. But again, it gives me something to do. I pull the car out, and I start sweeping. Now, I'm one to find the easier way to do things. If there's an easier way, I'll figure it out. So I actually did go buy myself a leaf blower. Yeah, I did, because I thought, I can't always get in the corners with, the broom in the garage, and it's dusty. It gets dusty out there. So I bought myself a leaf blower, and I'll just get in there and blow all those leaves back outside and then sweep them up. And I also have a tree that's in the front of my house. It's a beautiful tree. It is beautiful, but it has these like little red flowers, or I don't know what kind of tree it is. And when the winter starts to come, my sidewalk will be totally covered with them. Now, when I first moved in here, I didn't pay attention to that at all. I mean, I noticed, but I didn't really, pay attention to the fact that they covered my whole sidewalk, the whole front of my house, until one of the neighbors who walks their dog every day, 2 or 3 times a day, and I was outside when they were walking by the house, and he said, "Hey, you know what? My dog doesn't wanna walk on those things, so I have to always walk around, your tree. I hope you don't mind." And I was like, "Oh, no, no, that's no problem." And then it dawned on me, he was just being polite and saying, "Sweep up your sidewalk." I you don't know what you don't know. I just never noticed that. I didn't pay attention to that. So, soon after he passed, I ran in and got a broom. Well, it was a lot of work though, because it comes down like a snowstorm, and it was thick, and I was out there for hours, because I live, on a corner house, so I have the front, and then I also have the whole entire side, and there's 2 trees over there. So once I was done with that, I looked over at that and went, "Oh, no." And so I went over there and swept all that up, but that was really what made me get the leaf blower, because I thought that was a lot of work. Not that I minded a little bit, but it was a lot of work. So when you go around your house, you just for mine, it's the living room into the kitchen, into the little hallway, and back into the living room. So it's just one big circle. And no matter which direction I walk, if I walk over to the kitchen, then, if I have a dish in the sink, I put it away, or I wash it by hand, or however you want to do stuff in your home. And then as I come back in the living room, if I go the other way, then I do pass both bedrooms, and the one bedroom, which people ask me a lot, when they come to my house, why I chose the bedroom I chose, because I did measure them, and they're both exactly the same. They're exactly the same, but the bedroom I'm in seems smaller. And so everybody will always say, "Why did you pick that to be your bedroom? It seems like this other room is the main bedroom of the house." And it feels that way because it does have sliding glass doors that normally would have led outside to the porch, but because this beach house, which is what I call it, my extra room, is, now there, it leads right out to the beach house. So it was difficult even for myself. I kinda wanted to take that room when I first moved in, but then, I was having guests and people stay over at the time, and I thought, if I took that room, I'm a night person. I mean, I am really a night person. I'm a night owl, and I can be up as late as 4 o'clock in the morning, from and once 11 o'clock hits, it's like a switch goes on, and I'm raring to go. So, even a lot of these videos are done 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, because that's when I feel alive the most. So I do have a tendency, obviously, then to sleep in, where if I have a guest and they're up at 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't want them to feel so confined in my house. And so this gives them the opportunity to go ahead and open the sliding glass doors if they want, go out to the beach house if they want, or go right out to the backyard and sit out on the patio out there. So it gives them that opportunity to do all that stuff. Where if I don't have guests here, I can do that. If I want to go outside or whatever in the back, I can I can do that. So I didn't need to be in that bedroom. So that's an interesting point. And, when you do move into your own place, and you have 2 bedrooms and one, because neither one of them signifies really a master bedroom. I think that because the sliding glass doors were there, I think that again was meant to be the master bedroom. But since there's only one bathroom in my house, and it's, you have to go down the hallway a little bit to it. It's not, um, like it's in my, that bedroom. If that was the case, I probably would have taken that. So it doesn't really matter to me what room I'm in. To me, they're both fine. So that's some of the pros and cons of living in your own home, and having it be small. But again, it's fun. I love it. I don't feel the pressure of a bigger house, of getting everything done, because I am a cleaner. I do like to keep things organized, and when you have a big house, you obviously start bringing in things that you don't even need. You don't even need them. But when you're in a smaller house, you're very picky about what you bring into your house, what you buy. There has to be some sort of a purpose. It can't just be, just because I want this, I'm going to go get this, because you don't have the room for things like that. Where if you have a house, you get bored of it, you toss it out in the garage. Next thing you know, your garage is crazy. I hardly have anything out in my garage. But I did realize, because I said the other day, I don't have two of anything. And then I walked out to the garage to get some paper towel, because I keep that out there. And I realized there was another microwave under the shelving that I have, in my garage. And I thought, oh, I just got done telling people I only have one of everything. And now I realize I have two microwaves. But I don't know what to do with it. I don't, I keep forgetting to find out, can I just put it out with the trash? Do I have to take it somewhere else? I mean, and yes, it does still work. I changed the colors. I know this sounds weird, but I changed the colors in my kitchen, and I had the microwave with red. And at first I wanted red, black, and white in my kitchen. And then I got bored of that. And so I changed it, and I bought a new, just a regular stainless steel with black on it microwave. But now, do I take it down to a Goodwill? I guess I could do that, but I just haven't wanted to pick it up again and put it in my car. So I guess that's part of it. So I lied. I do have two of my two microwaves, two of one thing. So, anyways, that's it for today. I'll try and stick a couple more pictures up here of some of the things that I talked about, and like my tree out front, which, like I said, is gorgeous. And I did have a huge, huge branch fall off of it, and I didn't know what to do, and I literally dragged that branch into my backyard. And um, luckily, one of my neighbors saw me, and he brought a little saw over, and he literally chopped it all up in little pieces and put it in my trash bin. So I was lucky there, but it was huge. So I keep waiting to see if another one's going to fall down or not. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like or subscribe. And let me know that you're out there. I appreciate you so much. And until the next one, bye.